you ever wondered what not to say to that colleague or friend who's going through burnout? Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Yasmin
And I'm Nadia.
If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to hit the subscribe button below and the bell so you're notified every time we upload a new video on how to transform your life from stressed and unfulfilled to joyful and balanced. So Yasmin and I went through many years of burnout, and we at the time even held back from telling people we were burnt out through fear of judgment. Now burnout is so much more well known and common. So if you come across someone who's burnt out and you want to know how to handle it and what not to say and how to best support them, this is the video for you. So the first thing not to say is just keep going. Advising someone who is already burnt out to keep going and keep pushing through can be unhelpful and potentially harmful advice. To tell someone who is already at their limit to keep going can suggest to them to ignore their well-being and push through their struggle, which will likely lead them to feeling worse and cause more damage. The person dealing with burnout ideally needs to tune in and do what they need in that moment, which is usually to do less and rest rather than do more and keep going. The second thing not to say is, are you sure you're burnt out? Maybe you're just tired. If someone has told you they're burnt out, questioning the validity of how they're feeling by saying maybe you're just tired can not only make them feel invalidated, but can make them feel rejected and unsupported at a time where they need support the most. If they have told you specifically that they're burnt out, then it's likely they're confiding in you and need support, whether you believe they're burnt out or not. The third thing not to say is you're just being lazy. When people face burnout, they're often already battling with self-criticism, and statements like you're just being lazy will make that battle worse. Telling them they're just being lazy can make the person feel judged and misunderstood, and even make them question whether they are in fact being lazy when they're burnt out, which may lead them to keep pushing and worsen their situation. The next thing not to say to someone who's burnt out is stop being negative. If someone is letting you know that they feel burnt out, and your response is for them not to be negative, it dismisses how they are feeling and also puts blame on them for how they are feeling. People that are burnt out can often have a very strong inner critic themselves, so what they need from you is compassion and not further criticism. The next thing not to say is appreciate your position, your life could be worse. This kind of advice in most cases just breeds guilt and shame in the person suffering from burnout and can cause them to dismiss the way they feel and keep pushing through their burnout rather than addressing it instead. It can cause them to start comparing themselves to others, which is unhelpful in most situations, and focus on the fact that there is always someone worse off from them, making them reject their position and feel like they do not have a right to feel the way they feel. Any rejection of themselves or their situation will not allow them to hold space for the way they feel, which will only delay their recovery and worsen their situation. The next thing not to say is maybe it's all in your head. A statement like maybe it's all in your head again disregards the way someone's feeling and makes them question themselves when they're already at a point where they're feeling vulnerable. Don't add to the battle in their head by questioning what's going on in there. The last thing not to do is bombard them with uninvited advice. Someone who's struggling with burnout is already feeling anxious and overwhelmed, so they need to take small, manageable steps and focus on one thing at a time to recover. This means that any new or uninvited advice can be overwhelming and just piles on the pressure, making the person feel like they're not doing enough, which is part of the cause of the burnout in the first place. Giving uninvited or unwanted advice can also make the person feel like you're oversimplifying the way they're feeling. This can make the person feel unheard or misunderstood, so it's best to give advice when it's requested. If you're wondering how to best support someone who's going through burnout and what to say instead, this is what we recommend. Tell them you're there for them. Ask them if there is anything you can do to support them. Be empathetic and compassionate. Really listen to them without making judgments. Your job isn't to help diagnose them, but to support them where you can. If you are someone who's struggling with burnout and struggling to find balance in your life, we do have a free masterclass which we'll link down below called Burnout to Balance, which will take you through a step-by-step guide on incorporating well-being and balance back into your life. That's it for today, guys. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, share, subscribe and comment. And until next time, thanks for watching. Bye!